Hey everybody, my name is Seth and welcome back to my Signs for the Houses series. This is where I take a house and I put each sign in that house and I discuss what it means in a unique context. Today we're going to be discussing the 10th house and the idea of where your parents went wrong. Now, this title is a bit clickbaity in a sense, because I'm not really here to talk about your parents specifically and what they did wrong raising you. That's for someone who gets paid a lot more than me. When I say where they went wrong, it could be your parents, it could be your guardians, it could be society. It's anyone who had a great influence on the way that you perceive yourself, the way that you were raised to perceive what happiness is and what it looks like to achieve a goal. What I mainly discuss is where too much emphasis was put on something. It doesn't mean that you were spoiled in that sense, but it does mean that there was just quite a lot of emphasis that may have skewed your idea of happiness. And then I end with a little advice geared towards long-term happiness. What does long-term happiness really kind of look like for you, or what should a goal look like for you? All right, so we're going to kick things off with Aries. Aries on your midheaven, on your 10th house cusp. There was too much emphasis put on the skills necessary to coexist in society, and there was an overestimation of your natural talents growing up. So really what I would say is just go out there and try to make the most of your namesake. Make the most of what your name is worth in the world. So with Taurus on your 10th house cusp, on your midheaven, this is an idea of too much emphasis being put on your needs, and this being done by you having many needs going unfulfilled. And this is due to an overestimation of your problem-solving skills. So what you need to do is just go out into the world and build yourself up from the ground up. Decide what you're worth, decide your own value, and then make that value tangible. So with Gemini on your 10th house cusp, on your midheaven, there was too much emphasis being put on your ability to be adaptable. And this is due to an overemphasis on your ability to coexist, the skills that you can bring to the table to be able to make it in any type of society, almost any type of environment. So you need to go out into the world and take the time to learn to enjoy pragmatism, enjoy asking questions, enjoy learning things, not just making it how you do things, just your approach, but make it something you actually have fun with and experiment with. So with Cancer on the 10th house cusp, on the midheaven, this is an idea of too much emphasis and idealism surrounding the idea of victory, combined with an overestimating of your needs. There was a strong assumption that you just needed a lot more than actually necessary for you to be able to grow and succeed in life. So you just need to go out into the world and find what gives you personal catharsis, and don't give that thing up once you do find it. So with Leo on the 10th house cusp, on the midheaven, there was too much emphasis being put on enhancement and improvement. And this is partially due to an overestimation concerning how much faith you have in yourself and how much faith you have in your abilities. You need to just go out into the world and find your creative bliss. Find a way to cultivate real joy in the process of creativity. So with Virgo on your 10th house cusp, on your midheaven, there was way too much emphasis being put on being able to concoct and really develop who you are, while overestimating your ability to succeed out in the real world. So what you need to do is go out into the world and develop your own methodology so you can curate your own personal goals. So with Libra on your 10th house cusp, on your midheaven, there was just way too much emphasis being put on your personal power, while overestimating your will to be able to constantly change and constantly improve. So you need to go out into the real world and just find your tribe, the like-minded, the supportive, your peers, and see where that leads you. So with Scorpio on your 10th house cusp, on your midheaven, this shows that there was too much emphasis being put on your wants and your desires. And this is due to the fact that you had many wants and many desires that went unfulfilled. Now in conjunction, there was an overestimation concerning your ability to mutate, your ability to change who you are because you're not able to get what you want. So you need to go out into the world and just focus on what's necessary only. Not what you want, but what you need. Let what you want come from gathering what you need. So with Sagittarius on your 10th house cusp, on your midheaven, this shows too much emphasis being put on doubt as the major motivator for logic, while there was a thorough overestimation of your personal sense of self. You need to go out into the world and just find faith in something. Find something that you believe in, and believe in that thing and let it support everything else that you want to do in life. So with Capricorn on your 10th house cusp, on your midheaven, this is showing too much emphasis being put on purging and catharsis, while there was an overestimation concerning your wants and your desires. So there was a big assumption that you desired a lot of things that kind of you felt were superficial. You didn't desire them. And then there was a constant need for purging and catharsis, because when you didn't get what you wanted, it was assumed that you were upset. You need to go out into the world and just set simple goals and find simple victories. Do what you desire. Find what it is that they were seeing in you, and it's just motivation. And then repeat that process until you have complicated goals and hard-won victories. So with Aquarius on your 10th house cusp, on your midheaven, this is clearly showing too much emphasis on the validity of your existence, the validation of your existence. And this is due to an overestimation concerning your objectivity. So you need to go out into the world and take what it is you already have, the clothes that are on your back, the things that you are just naturally good at, and make those things better. Just improve upon. Take what you have and make the most of that. So with Pisces on your 10th house cusp, on your midheaven, this is showing too much emphasis being put on method and clear, concise steps. And this is due to an overestimation concerning how much you need catharsis. You were given manuals and you were given instructions to deal with problems that you do not have, and issues that don't really bother you, where you were given problem solving skills in situations where you don't have problems. So when you actually need catharsis because you have an emotional situation, you don't have any tools to deal with that. So what you need to do is go out into the world and really develop the world that you want to see. You need to kind of satisfy a need for safety, satisfy a need for anger, satisfy a need for happiness. You need to create the world around you that supports the emotions that you have. So alright, I want to thank you guys so much for keeping up with the series. It is starting to come to a close, so I'm very proud of that. I'm very happy to see how much you guys are engaging. It's just fun. I'm really happy being able to continue doing this and being able to keep this channel alive. Speaking of keeping this channel alive though, if you are not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. There's no hurt in it. If you like this video, like it. If you love it, share it. And let's get a discussion going between yourself and the people that you know and maybe your family about what the midheaven means and what this overemphasis looked like for you. And what advice would you give to people with your own placement on how to go out into the world and find happiness? Did you find happiness? Are you struggling to find happiness yourself? I want to know, and the people down in the comments want to know, and we want to discuss. If you want to help support this channel, and if you want to help keep this channel alive, be sure to hop over to my Patreon and lend some support and help me improve upon what Cancer Virgo astrology is. So alright, I think that's about it. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to stay tuned because you never know what I'll be talking about you next.